old Jacob Carmack, who was also a Civil War veteran, was riding by on the road down there. That was the old road toward Paperville, and he lived in that vicinity. He was riding his big white horse that he had used in the Civil War. I have his old riding crop. That may be it that I hold in my hand now. It was his, and I don't know whether it dates back that far or not. But he was riding by. The horse became frightened and ran away with him. He couldn't stop the horse. The horse went right on out the road in a blue street, frightened to death. He did say that he had mind enough that he turned around and looked back, and here on the hill, there was flashing fire all over the hill, and the cannons were rolling. They even heard it out in the country. Some people rode into town that night on their horses, thinking that the war had started again, or maybe they were under attack. Old Captain Wood and Captain J.F. Terry, both old veterans, started running toward the hill. Captain Wood lived on East State at that time, just across the tracks, on this side of the tracks, and Captain Terry lived over on what we call Edmond Street now. They wanted to investigate, and they began running toward the hill. They got up to the top of the hill here, and just about the time they reached the grove, the firing ceased. But there was a distinct smell of gunpowder all over the hill. But there were no cannon here. I doubt if there's a cannon 50 miles of here at the time. But nevertheless, a great cannonade broke forth over the soldiers' graves back here on that June night in 1868. At home, I have an old letter written by Captain Wood to his father, who still lived in Scott County, Virginia, near Gate City. And in that letter, he described the phenomenon that had happened, and he, being a very well-educated lawyer, said, "I don't believe in such things, but what can I say? I heard it with my own ears. I saw the flames and I smelled the smoke. And I've heard cannonades many times in the Civil War, and I know the distinct sound. It was unmistakable. I heard it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, but I do know that I heard it." It seems that his father had already heard about it through the word goes fast, you know, and he was writing to him trying to explain his experience with that great ghost that about everybody in Bristol had an experience with. Well, some of these tales you hear, you know, you wonder about them. You maybe want to dispute them sometimes. You get to be a bit skeptical. But that's the main story, I think the greatest story I ever heard that cannot be explained. It wasn't the imagination of just one person or a few persons. The entire town heard it.